Greetings and bienvenue and welcome once more to Omega's Adventures in Minecraft. Today we've got a very special episode. We are having a UHC with Biffa's Patreons and False Symmetrians, I believe they're called. Now, you may be wondering why this audio track doesn't quite match up with the video that's ongoing. And there's a reason for that. The reason is, I played around with one too many settings in my capture software to try and fix a crashing problem, and it kind of hasn't recorded the actual audio of people speaking. I've got the game sounds, I just have nothing of anybody speaking. So, I'm going to try and narrate what's happening in the video, which hopefully should be quite interesting, and if not, it'll certainly fill in some space, and I'll hopefully also find a music track to add some je ne sais quoi to the video as well. So anyway, the idea is that the patrons from Biffa and False Symmetry are UHCing together in opposite teams. You can see we're in the green team and False and her patrons are in the slightly less green team, I think is the best way to put it. Right now we're gathering around for screenshots and other things that you record pictures in, and my words are failing me right now. But yeah, you can certainly see there's Leia and TomTom, there's Biffa, Tylashki, Fluffy, Enophone's running around, a wild Void Ford appears. Oh, there's a few more people from our team. Everyone's really excited and everyone's can't wait to go. And we should hopefully be starting very shortly. And there's Tippa throwing up books, as one would do on a UHC. Oh, there's Eddie's Life and Mad Cow, TomTom again. There's Robbie, that's a custom skin I made for him, which was tweaks from a couple other skins that I found. There's Void again. Yep, so this is really the introduction portion, and this would be where the rules were explained and what was happening. Slightly longer than I remembered. The basic rules is the world border is 2,000 blocks out and will start shrinking down to 112 blocks after 80 minutes, and it'll take then 40 minutes to shrink from 2,000 to 112. There's a gentleman's agreement for the first 20 minutes, meaning no attacking, no biting, no scratching, no eye gouging. But certainly gathering resources and getting ready. What else was there? Oh yes, potions were allowed but no level 2 potions. The nether is enabled. Enchants are enabled. Golden apples, of course, because you need them. And no natural health regen. So there we go. That's the rules of the game so far. And we should hopefully be starting very shortly. Oh, there's Moogie and Tile, and there's Robbie again. So here we go. I think we're getting ready to start. Oh, here you go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Adventure time! And we all appeared in a mass group and everybody started running. And fell out of a tree. So taking heart damage straight away. Thankfully, I was able to drop down carefully, managed to avoid taking damage, and everybody started punching trees pretty much straight out the window. Of course, which is the first thing you need to do in the UHC. Now, because we've earned such a large team, thought we might try and organise things. So rather than everybody running ham trying to do everything, we'd have a farming, food gathering group, a mining group to go and get resources from underground. Hayu had an idea about getting into the nether, so he formed Team Nether. and Leia went with that team. Voidford was with me. There's a few other people as well that went there, and Biffa led team Gather Resources, so everybody went with Biffa as well. That's 3 lots of everybody. My math may be slightly off on that one, but yeah. So the idea was that myself, Void, and a couple other people, Shadow, would start and set up like a meeting area so people could gather there and bring the resources they'd gathered together. Now, of course, this meant that we needed to find a place closer to 0-0. Now, in the UHC, 0-0 is usually where the final battle happens. That's the centre ground to the world. So having an area close by but not actually in 0-0 means you can gather all together and prepare, and then hold 0-0 once your team gets assembled. That's the idea anyway. So this is us getting our starter resources, getting our starter cobble, getting our starter tools set up, and we're pretty soon going to get ready to head towards 0-0. Oh, what's chat saying? Oh yeah, these are all the achievements as everybody gets the basic tools up and running. There's 2 ways to run with that. You can either not make a crafting table, or only one person make one, and then everybody else is then... Oh, creeper, creeper, bad thing, run away, run away. Yes, so if you want to hide your achievements, you only have one person make a crafting table, then everybody else can make everything else from that crafting table without it appearing in the chat. It prevents the other team from knowing where you are on the tech tree. It can be quite advantageous if you're, few in numbers or going one-on-one. You don't want other people to know how far, if you've got the diamond sword yet or not. But certainly for a group of our size, against False's patrons, it doesn't make too much of an issue. So there we go. That's a lot of people have got wood. So there's Shadow. And this is us talking about what we're going to do, splitting into teams as we're saying, and prepping to head off. Oh, there's Voidy. And at the moment I'm still on basic wood tools. And this is me starting to look for coordinates towards 0-0. Trying to get my bearings in the world. I think I found the way, and I start off in a direction, check it, and find out I'm going in entirely the wrong way. And there we go. There's Hayu. Fluke's getting ready to head off with Team Nether. And their idea is to get to the Nether as quickly as possible to try and get Blaze Rod for potions. So, there we go. Biffa and the resource gathering party have headed off. I'm planting as many oak trees as possible because, again, getting apples for golden apples is very important. So the more trees you have, the more chances you have of getting them. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need an audio track to sit under this one. Doopy doopy doo, doopy doo, doopy doopy, doopy doopy doo. Hi, I'm Shadow, and I think Omega's got the right idea, and we're going to do what he says. That was Shadow, of course. Really, it was. It wasn't me putting words in his mouth at all. Doopy doopy doo. Yeah, there was quite a lot of talking in this one as we tried to organise what was happening and discuss what each team was going to do. UHCs tend to run on a pretty standard platform. You spend the first 5 or 10 minutes above ground getting wood, getting food, getting bits and pieces from the overworld like leather and sugarcane. Then you head underground and you spend your time there getting iron, gold and such. And then towards the end you either go hunting for people, or you try and take 0-0 and find teams on the way, or attack whoever's holding that position for the moment. Again, with a team this large, it's quite hard to make sure that we aren't always stepping on each other's toes, so we're using our time efficiently. Now I'm using my modified Flows HD pack here for the resource pack, so things kind of look slightly different. Wait, no, that is that is not correct. I had to take my Flows HD pack off because it wasn't working with some of the settings. I couldn't see to choose a team, so I had to go with normal texture pack, the default, but it still has the Optifine enhancements. Now, a player had arrived late and they'd messaged me asking if they could still join. So I was just asking in chat there whether or not a late person could join the teams. Unfortunately, because it had already started and teams had been decided, there was no way to get that person in. So unfortunately, he wasn't able to join in that time. Hopefully next time though. So gathering some more wood, getting ready, and soon we'll be heading towards 0-0. Now at some point, Voidford went a little bit gung-ho, and he decided that 4 people was more than enough to hold 0-0 against the opposing team, which was a bit mad. Which was very mad, to be honest, especially against a team that size. Any largish opposing force, and 4 people are not going to be sufficient to actually hold it. So I was trying to stress holding an area slightly out of 0-0 so that we could gather together and have a large enough force to hold 0-0 properly. I mean, Void's not wrong. If you can hold 0-0, you hold the high ground. In this case a valley, you're defending, and defense is always a good place to be in. But we didn't have the numbers to hold it properly or fortify it properly, so we'd be at a disadvantage. But hopefully the idea was we get enough resources together, we can then get together again, have all the equipment we need, and get 0-0 held before the other team get close. I think we're now heading off towards 0-0. And one of the things you need to watch out in UHCs is you do take heart damage if you fall more than 2 blocks. And if you do take heart damage, then that means that you're not naturally regenerating from food, so that you don't go back up, so you have to watch out where you're going. And one thing that I'm just noticing here is my hunger bar is getting quite low quite quickly. Sprinting a lot goes through your hunger haunches, and if you start taking damage from being hungry and you don't have any food, like we don't at the moment, it can eat through your health bar really quickly. So your hunger haunches are another thing you need to be very aware of. And certainly a lot of jumping and sprinting don't help that. Something I kind of forgot. What also doesn't help is that we've got a full-on storm above us, which means that there are mobs spawning. Normally in a UHC you might have 1 or 2 day-night cycles just to sort of cycle through, and then you go permanent daytime just so that you don't have to, you know, have mobs everywhere while you're fighting. We've got a full-on storm, so there are a lot of dark places for mobs to start spawning in. So we have to be extra careful not to take mob damage. I mean, as it is, we're in an okay shape. The downside to the splitting up plan is that you don't all have access to the resources straight away. As you can see, I'm still on wood tools at the moment, and I've lost everybody else. I've just realised that there's nobody else about. So I'm trying to get an apple still. Apples are rare drop, well, a fairly rare drop, but in a UHC even more so. But because you can make them into golden apples, they are a very important tool in the game. If you've got a couple of golden apples on you and you're attacking somebody and you take damage, you can regen some of your health by eating your golden apple, and if they don't have one, then you're golden. Oh, and that would be mobs, lots of mobs, swimming away, swimming away, swimming away. Yeah, I've just taken about half damage from a spider landing on top of me. That is not a good place to be in. Did not hear him coming up, and then I landed right next to a bloody creeper. Oh, found shadow though, so that's a positive. And I'm still swimming away from the mobs that are chasing me. I think I check in a second to see if they're still there, and I think we've lost them. So we're into a plane, so at least we can see anything coming. That's a positive, but we are wide open. And do a quick check on the healths, and I'm not the only person to be down on health, so that's a positive. My one claim to fame for UHC fame is I died by killer rabbit in the first 5 minutes of a UHC, my first one. It was the first time we'd ever run a 1.8 UHC, and saw rabbits, thought, oh, get the rabbit hide to make leather. Killer bunny, it one hit me. It was amazingly fast, and I have to say one of the best ways to die in a UHC. Oh, and that would be another creeper, which was a very close call. And my hunger haunches are starting to get really low at this point. Quick check on the coordinates to see where we are. And oh, I think Shadow's been eating rotten or uncooked food because he's got the stink particles on him. And I'm holding seeds because seeds are a practical weapon in UHC. Yes, I'm lying. Seeds make no sense. I should have my sword drawn at this point. Maybe I'm thinking I can eat them. That might not be a bad idea. Try and eat the seeds. Oh, and there's the first person to have left the game, which wasn't me. So, yay! And this is where we sort of decide is a good place to set up base camp. It's sort of just into the hill slightly, so we still have access to the plane, and it's not too far from 0-0, but hopefully not quite in the direction the other team are coming from. We've got access to water, so we've got a few sugarcane. We can get more sugarcane grown for books, for enchanting, and to get an enchanting table if anybody finds diamonds, so that's a positive as well. No, and I've gone back to the wood instead of having a sword out. Always practical. Could be worse. I could be building a statue. Hey, Void. And now I'm just staring at a tree, looking at the chat and the coordinates. These are all expert things to do when you're doing a UHC. I mean, after all, who would think to attack you at a time like this when you're completely ignoring everything about you? To be honest, my PvP skills may not be up to par for UHC quality tournaments. But we had fun and that was the main thing. And Shadow has started planting food. Which is not a bad idea because I'm now down to 2 hunger haunches. Wow, I am really doing productive things right now. Oh, good thing I've got a cup of tea. So, how about that weather? Always raining in Minecraft, don't you think? And we're back in the room and I've got a refill on my cup of tea as we sit down for more exciting adventures in UHCing. Or Omega stares at a tree for endless periods of time. Riveting. Really riveting. To anybody that's still watching, I commend you for your fortitude and your bravado at surviving such spectacular skills of UHCmanship. Anybody not watching or is tuned out by now, you probably chose the best idea. If you want action and adventure, check out the other YouTubers that have recorded the UHC. Links are in the description below. If you like this, what were you thinking? But thank you if you do. I appreciate any likes and any comments that you leave, and I try and answer everything if I can. I probably should have turned the TeamSpeak off while I was doing this. But there we go. So yeah, this is the area that we've chosen to try and set up base camp in. Void's come back from his Rambo-like adventure. I'm now hunting food, which is a positive thing. I'm also thinking feathers for arrows if we'd get any bows, and there's some pigs there. For once, pigs are useful for their pork chops. Squeal, piggy, 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 squeal. clock, chicky, clock. Oh, I'm down to one hunger haunch. Can I survive? Will I get food? Have I lost? Oh, and there's the 20-minute mark. Yay! 20 minutes. So this is episode 1. Thank you all for watching, if you've watched. Commiserations as well. I do apologise. Once more. And we shall catch each other soon.